We celebrate all holidays together. If you look down my page, I hate to say this, but it's one of the things that I want y'all to look at. Because when she said about me spending money, you'll see the gifts being bought. You'll see the diamond necklaces and chains being bought when she started the league. Since she wanted to fabricate and say, oh, he never wanted me to start the league. You see that.
What just surfaced on Instagram Live sent a heavy wave through the hip-hop world. Papoose appeared on screen looking worn down, angry, and deeply hurt, staring straight into the camera like someone who had been carrying a secret far too long. There was no promo, no warning, no build-up, just raw emotion unfolding in real time. Late last night, completely out of nowhere, he went live. The energy felt tense from the first second. The silence alone was uncomfortable. It looked like a man whose reality had already cracked, and now he was ready to explain why. He began calmly, but it was clear he was struggling to keep himself together. "I've been quiet for too long," he said, his voice shaky but firm. "But the truth can't be hidden anymore." That single moment changed everything. What he alleged next shook viewers. According to Papoose, after rumors began circulating about a secret relationship between 50 Cent and Remy Ma, doubts started creeping into his mind about something personal and painful, his daughter, Remy Ma. For years, he said he believed without question that she was his child, his blood, his entire world. But over time, he claimed things stopped adding up. Certain stories didn't match. Timelines felt off. His instincts kept telling him something wasn't right. He said the doubt consumed him, keeping him awake at night and weighing on him mentally until he felt forced to confront it. Eventually, he alleged he took a step in complete silence. No media involvement, no public discussion. A private DNA test conducted quietly and kept away from everyone. According to him, what the results showed broke him. Papoose claimed the test allegedly confirmed that Remy Ma was not his biological daughter. He further alleged that the DNA pointed to 50 Cent as her biological father. The moment left viewers stunned. The IG Live paused in near silence. Then the comments flooded in. People struggled to process what they were hearing. Shock, disbelief, and confusion filled the screen as the reality of the claims set in. Papoose's emotions then poured out. His face showed anger and heartbreak. His hands trembled as his voice cracked. "Remy, you lied to me. You cheated. You hid the truth about my own child from me." The pain in his voice was clear. He went on to describe the situation as betrayal and deception. He said his trust as a father had been taken from him and that his love was built on information he now believes was false. According to him, his right to know the truth was denied. Papoose framed the situation as more than just personal pain. He alleged it was a calculated cover-up that damaged his mental health, his dignity, and his sense of reality. Every pause during the live felt heavy, as if he was reliving the damage in real time. Then he revealed what he says is his next move. Papoose claimed he is preparing legal action, including a paternity fraud lawsuit against Remy Ma. According to him, the goal is accountability and a full examination of what he believes were years of deception. He stated that the legal system will review everything: the DNA results, the timeline, and the emotional impact. He said this situation will not be ignored or quietly dismissed. Once the live ended, the internet reacted instantly. Clips spread across social media within minutes. Discussions turned heated as fans took sides. Some defended Remy Ma, others supported Papoose, and one name kept surfacing repeatedly: 50 Cent. Questions flooded every platform. Was this planned? Are there more secrets hidden in the industry? Or was this a deeply emotional moment shared publicly? At the center of all this noise is a child who never asked to be part of adult conflict. That reality stood out to many viewers and shifted the tone of the conversation. This situation went beyond entertainment. It felt like a personal collapse unfolding in front of millions, leaving the hip-hop world stunned and waiting for what comes next. Fans were instantly divided. Some rushed to defend Remy Ma, others stood firmly behind Papoose, and nearly everyone asked the same question: how could this possibly happen? One name dominated timelines worldwide: 50 Cent. Many people struggled to process how one of hip-hop's most powerful figures could suddenly be pulled into such a serious allegation. The situation felt unreal. Was this carefully planned, or did it spiral out of control? Were there more secrets hiding behind closed doors? Or was this another celebrity collapse that grew too big to contain? Through all the speculation, one reality remained deeply uncomfortable. A child was allegedly caught in the middle of adult decisions, private mistakes, and long-hidden secrets. Reminisce. Mackenzie never asked to be part of this. Innocent and unaware, her name was suddenly tied to the most explosive conversation the industry had seen in years. This wasn't just gossip or online noise. It felt like an emotional shockwave hitting the foundations of family, trust, and public life. Viewers who watched the live said they felt everything. The anger, the disbelief, the heartbreak. Every comment, every repost, every reaction clip reflected how heavy and intense the moment felt. When Papoose finally walked off camera, silent but visibly furious, the world was left processing what it had just witnessed. What could become one of the most talked about stories in hip-hop history did not end when the live stream cut off. If anything, the tension only grew stronger. Within hours, social media erupted. Clips from the IG Live spread across every platform as fans, critics, and journalists analyzed every word, every pause, every emotional shift. Shock turned into debate. Debate turned into obsession. The story crossed from celebrity news into a full cultural moment. Inside the hip-hop community, whispers turned into public arguments. Anyone connected to Papoose, Remy Ma, or 50 Cent suddenly faced intense scrutiny. Behind the scenes, legal speculation started circulating. Allegedly, lawyers were already preparing for a possible courtroom battle that could shake celebrity legal circles. According to sources, Papoose was determined to move forward not just as a father searching for answers, but as a man convinced he had been misled for years. The rumored paternity fraud lawsuit was said to include everything: DNA results, timelines, alleged communications that supporters believe point to deception. At the same time, fans remained split. Some defended Remy Ma, questioning the credibility of the claims and warning against rushing to judgment. Others backed Papoose, identifying with the emotional pain of a man who allegedly learned that the child he raised was not biologically his. Social media became a battlefield. Hashtags trended globally. Debates spilled into podcasts, TikTok breakdowns, live streams, and YouTube videos analyzing the situation frame by frame. Yet at the center of all this noise stood one innocent figure, Remy Mackenzie. The tragedy of her situation was impossible to ignore. She had done nothing wrong, yet her identity was now tied to a worldwide controversy. Every rumor and allegation carried consequences that could affect her life long term. Papoose allegedly described the moment he accepted the truth as the collapse of his entire world. Years of belief, trust, and family identity shattered by information he said he had no way of confirming until the DNA test. The legal battle rumored to follow promised even more dramatic revelations. Sources hinted that evidence could include more than test results. Alleged messages, emails, and private conversations were rumored to exist, each one capable of shifting the narrative further. The idea of a public trial where deeply personal details could be exposed added fuel to an already overwhelming situation. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's name continued to dominate discussions. Fans, analysts, and commentators questioned what he allegedly knew and when. Was there awareness of the child? Was the alleged relationship brief or ongoing? Every new claim sparked another wave of reactions. The story was no longer just about family conflict. It became a global spectacle that reached beyond music and celebrity culture. Papoose's anger was said to remain intense even after the live ended, with reports describing him as determined, emotionally raw, and unwilling to let the matter fade quietly. Allegedly, his confrontation with Remy Ma was heated, filled with accusations of deception and stolen trust. Sources claimed he was prepared to expose every detail if necessary, believing the truth should not stay hidden regardless of the fallout. Across the internet, timelines were dissected, old interviews revisited, and theories built piece by piece. Bloggers and gossip channels fueled the frenzy, blending legal speculation with emotional breakdowns and human consequences as the world waited to see what would happen next. At the center of everything was grief, rage, and disbelief. And the story showed no signs of slowing down. Amid the chaos, one painful truth stood out clearly. Reminisce.
I hate to say this, y'all. I hate to say this. But you want to know why she started having so much animosity towards me? Because I ended up finding out the truth, y'all. And I'm not saying this because it's a bad thing, but I'm saying this because, and when I say not a bad thing, because I don't judge people who live that lifestyle. But
Mackenzie was allegedly pushed into a spotlight no child should ever experience. Her identity, her future, and her name were being debated and dissected in public spaces she never chose. She was far too young to understand the weight of what was happening. For Papoose, the heartbreak wasn't only about alleged deception. It was about losing certainty, having trust ripped away, and fearing that a child he loved was being defined by adult actions instead of innocence. What began as private pain had turned into a public spectacle, with consequences that looked set to stretch far beyond the present moment. Weeks passed and the tension didn't fade. If anything, it intensified. The world stayed locked in, waiting for the next revelation, the next leaked detail, the next legal filing. Each day brought fresh speculation, renewed outrage, and deeper emotional fallout. The alleged betrayal, the secret DNA test, the looming legal battle, and the innocent child at the center created a storm no one could ignore. Social media reflected the chaos. Timelines were flooded with reactions ranging from shock and anger to sympathy and fear. This wasn't treated like casual gossip anymore. Allegedly, it had become a full-scale saga involving deception, heartbreak, and viral attention that altered lives permanently. As the online frenzy continued, the possibility of courtroom proceedings added another layer of pressure. Alleged witnesses, lawyers, and insiders were said to be preparing to reveal information that could reshape careers, reputations, and personal relationships. Papoose's determination to pursue the truth, even under intense public scrutiny, gave every new update the weight of an approaching collision. Yet the tragedy at the heart of the story never changed. A young child, unaware of the scale of the controversy, was caught in the middle of a global scandal. Alleged affairs, DNA claims, legal threats, and public outrage swirled around her life, threatening to define her story long before she could understand it. For Papoose, the pain was compounded by a harsh reality. No amount of success, influence, or money could undo what he believed had been taken from him. The alleged betrayal and the exposure that followed now dominated his world. Instead of fading, the drama escalated into something far larger than anyone expected. After the Instagram Live went viral, the situation evolved into a full media storm. Every major outlet, influencer, and gossip channel began dissecting the claims. What started as a personal crisis became a global spectacle almost overnight, driven by curiosity, outrage, and raw emotion. Court-related sources allegedly confirmed that preparations were underway to file a paternity fraud lawsuit against Remy Ma. According to reports, the filings were expected to include DNA results, alleged communications, and detailed accounts connected to the claims. Legal analysts suggested that if the case moved forward publicly, the scrutiny would be intense. The stakes were massive. Papoose's reputation, Remy Ma's public image, and 50 Cent's legacy were all drawn into the conversation. Fans and commentators began questioning long-standing perceptions of hip-hop celebrity culture and the power dynamics behind it. Public opinion remained sharply divided. Some criticized Remy Ma, questioning her decisions and integrity. Others urged restraint, emphasizing that allegations should not be treated as facts until confirmed in court. Meanwhile, Papoose's alleged emotional collapse continued to dominate discussions. Observers described him as a father devastated by what he believed was a deep betrayal, fighting not only for legal clarity, but for emotional closure. His pain was seen as something few outside his inner circle could fully understand. Reminisce. Mackenzie remained at the center of the storm. Innocent yet deeply affected, her alleged identity became a public battleground. Every new claim added another layer of tragedy to a situation already heavy with consequences. Clips of Papoose's alleged breakdown circulated widely, showing a man struggling with personal loss magnified by global attention. Analysts warned that exposure on this level could carry long-term emotional consequences for a child connected to a scandal of this scale. As legal preparations allegedly advanced, reports suggested tensions were spilling into the wider music industry. Former collaborators, friends, and associates were said to be contacted for statements or context. Every past interaction between Papoose, Remy Ma, and 50 Cent was being re-examined, with sources claiming the evidence trail could expose far more than personal betrayal. The alleged concealment of critical truths turned what began as emotional betrayal into a layered and complex scandal, leaving everyone asking the same question. Who knew what, and when did they know it? What once felt personal now looked strategic, calculated, and deeply damaging. The rumored courtroom proceedings were expected to become a major media event. According to reports, Papoose's legal team planned to present evidence aimed at questioning Remy Ma's credibility while asserting his own rights as a father who believed he had been misled for years. Legal analysts speculated about subpoenas, witness testimony, and the possible exposure of private messages that could push the controversy far beyond anything seen so far. The mix of alleged DNA evidence, rumored affairs, and hidden communications created a perfect storm for nonstop coverage. Social media speculation ran wild as every detail was pulled apart, reposted, and debated across platforms. Papoose allegedly made several public statements stressing that the pain went far beyond legal arguments. He spoke about broken trust, years of emotional investment undermined, and the specific pain of realizing that someone he loved had concealed a fundamental truth. That emotional intensity was reflected in the public reaction. Millions watched, thousands commented, debates unfolded non-stop. The name 50 Cent dominated conversations as fans and analysts questioned whether he was knowingly involved or whether the situation spiraled out of private actions exposed to the world. Every quote attributed to him was examined closely. Past collaborations were revisited. Old posts were reinterpreted through a new lens. Allegedly, his limited response only intensified speculation, pushing the story deeper into viral territory. Through it all, the ongoing situation involving Remy Ma remained a constant undercurrent. At the heart of the storm was a child allegedly pulled into a media spectacle. Her identity was debated publicly while she lived a life far too young to understand the adult drama unfolding around her. Each update and alleged leak added more weight to a situation already heavy with consequences. As weeks passed, the pressure continued to build. Each day brought new rumors, alleged documents, and deeper scrutiny. The story evolved from personal heartbreak into a cultural phenomenon, blending legal tension, emotional fallout, and widespread fascination. Papoose's alleged determination to confront betrayal and pursue the truth turned every update into an event. Every clip went viral. Every discussion grew louder. Even as the court case loomed and coverage intensified, the human cost of the alleged affair, hidden truths, and secret DNA claims remained undeniable. This situation didn't just expose secrets. It altered lives, damaged trust, and left lasting emotional scars that no viral moment could fully capture. The innocence of Remy Ma, the devastation described by Papoose, and the alleged involvement of Remy Ma and 50 Cent combined into a saga that reshaped how celebrity scandals were viewed. The cycle of speculation, outrage, and viral content showed no signs of stopping. Each new development promised further revelations and deeper emotional impact, keeping the public locked in and unable to look away. The fallout was far from over. Social media continued to burn with disbelief, anger, and sympathy. As millions tried to process the alleged betrayal, DNA claims, and looming legal battles, a personal tragedy had transformed into a global spectacle. Every post, clip, and whisper became part of a story that felt impossible to escape. Reminisce. Mackenzie remained the innocent figure caught in the middle, a reminder of how adult deception can permanently alter a child's life. The alleged affair, the hidden truth, and the public exposure turned her existence into headlines she never chose. Papoose's anger and grief were described as visible even through screens. His pursuit of clarity and justice gave the saga an unstoppable momentum. The alleged involvement of 50 Cent pushed the situation even further, drawing in analysts, fans, and gossip outlets determined to dissect every angle. The demand for answers grew louder, media coverage intensified. As the legal process approached, pressure mounted. The courtroom was positioned as the stage for the next chapter, where alleged secrets, betrayals, and DNA claims could face public examination. Every update was expected to be scrutinized, every claim debated, every reaction shared endlessly. The world remained locked in as the drama escalated with no clear ending in sight.